Well, we have so many new subscribers at Ted and Vero TV that today we thought we would do something simple that will help you get to know us a little bit better. We're going to do a Q&A together. I have some questions for my wife, and my wife has some questions for me, and we don't know what we're going to ask. So let's have some fun here today. This is going to be basically a kickoff too for you because we plan on doing another Q&A answering your questions about us. So leave in the comments below questions that you have for us and we will make a video especially for you answering those questions. So do you want to start or would you like me to ask the first question?
You ask the first question. I'm curious to see what the first question is.
Okay. Well, my first question for you is, as a child, who was your greatest inspiration and role model?
Wow, that's a great question. I feel like I'm in a pageant or something.
You're in a pageant every day.
Anyway.
When you look like this,
Oh, man.
I mean, come on. You're up on the float, you know.
That's funny. Anyway, yeah, one of my greatest inspirations and role models, I'll say, was my mom. When growing up, my mom owned one gas station in Ghana. We call it filling station. And she was able to add one more to that filling station, And I used to look at her go back and forth from work every single day. I was so inspired. And I remember saying to her, I want to be a businesswoman. I want to be like her. I want to do everything that she's doing. She's making so much money. Every time she came home, she brought little treats. She brought us gifts. And she was so disciplined. She was so organized. She kept her house clean on top of everything that she was doing. So, yeah.
Great answer. And hey, I can see where you're coming from because I had the privilege of meeting your mom for the first time. She's been with us for about 5 months helping us with our baby daughter Proverbs. She came from Ghana to the United States the very first time. And she is just a delightful woman, so I'm not surprised that you would answer it that way.
She's truly a blessing. Well, my question to you is, I think it's a little bit more fun, my question. At what age did you start dating?
Oh, well, I was a little bit of a late...
Oh, I have one more. And when was your first kiss?
Okay, all right. So I was a little bit of a late bloomer when it came to romance, believe it or not. Our whole channel is dedicated to romance and love, so you wouldn't necessarily think so. But my first girlfriend, I guess you would say, wasn't until I was 17 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, respect to you, Ted. Respect.
Yeah, see, the whole relationship thing, for me, I always looked at it as kind of a scary thing for some reason. Like a lot of kids, a lot of boys my age, they loved girls. And, I was interested too. I liked girls, but to me, the idea of getting romantic with girls was just sort of like, that's scary. I'll never forget, there was a girl who called my parents' house. I was in the 5th grade.
Oh my God.
And she calls up my parents' house and it was for me. And I get on the phone and she asked if she could be my girlfriend.
Wow.
She said, I really love the way you dress. I love the way you dress. I want to be your girlfriend.
At that age?
Yeah. And somehow she got my parents' number and everything. And I'll never forget this. Number one, I couldn't understand who she said she was. She said her name the first time and I couldn't understand it for some reason. And I asked her again, who is this? And she said it again and again. I couldn't understand what she said for some reason. And at that point, I felt silly to ask her again. And so I just kind of let it go. And I ended up kind of getting a little bit upset, not with her on the phone, but afterward, I was just sort of almost in tears because it was too much. It was too overwhelming. I was not here to think about.
A girl asked him out and he got overwhelmed.
I was overwhelmed. I was like, I don't know why I was that way.
And how old were you? How old are...
Well, in the 5th grade, I was probably maybe 10 years old.
Oh, wow,
or something like
really
that.
young.
Well, and God bless this little girl. She had a crush on me, and yeah, at that age, if I had been a little bit more courageous, I would have said, "Of course, I'll be your boyfriend." I mean, yeah, let's be an item in the 5th grade. We'll be the it couple, in the 5th grade.
5th grade.
Holding hands in the hallway, and she might have been my first kiss if I had actually agreed to go out with her, and if I'd figured out who she really even was.
Yeah.
Which to this day I don't know. But my first kiss was also the person that I dated when I was 17 years old.
I'm so impressed that your first kiss was at 17. It goes to show. I mean, you are still the same person, I believe. He's so serious when it comes to everything. And so relationship to him, he takes it so seriously. He will not, based on my observation of you, since people are getting to know us today, that I believe that is one of the reasons why you probably didn't get into a relationship until you were 17.
Yeah, that was part of it. I just, like I said, when this little girl asked me out, I was just so overwhelmed because I realized this isn't just something you enter into lightly. I was like, this is a big deal. This is heavy stuff. This is like love and relationships and hand holding and boyfriend, girlfriend. I mean, this isn't just going out in the backyard and digging up earthworms and building a fort out in the woods, which is what I was doing as a little kid. I was like, this is serious. So I was like, nah, I'm not ready. All right, you said you wanted a little bit more fun, so my question is a little fun too.
Okay.
If we suddenly won the lottery, what's the very first thing that you would do?
Make sure my family's all right. Like, no one will ever struggle in my family. No one.
Yeah.
Like when I said no one, no one. And make sure your mom is taken care of, my mom is taken care of, my siblings are taken care of. Everyone that wants to go to school is in school because education is so important to me. Then, you said the first thing, so that's the first thing I would do.
Okay.
But there's another thing
Then
I
your
would
friends,
do.
you taking care of your friends
My
too?
friends as well, the next, but my family will be first,
Yeah.
for sure. And my friends will be taken care of as well.
Yeah.
But another thing I would do, man, something that has been on my heart for years. I want to open an orphanage. Like, I want it to be so big that it can it can contain at least every single child in Ghana. If they are homeless, they will have a place to stay.
Yeah.
If they are hungry, they will never go hungry again. So that's something that's on my heart. As soon as I get some dollars, listen, I'm gonna be taking care of them kids. I don't think that any child should go hungry, and unfortunately, we know that situations where people have taken advantage of the help that has been offered. So I'm gonna make sure I'm on grounds, making sure things are built, kids are fed, taken care of. There's gonna be documentation of everything happening at my orphanage. I'm gonna make sure kids are good.
I can just see you floating through the halls, the matron of your orphanage.
I'm just trying to make sure
all the children running behind you,
Vero, I want to be that type of woman. I want to be that mother to these kids, because no kid should ever suffer. Don't you guys think, like, no child, adults, we can handle stuff, but children, they are so pure and they are so, they are so special. No child on earth should ever suffer. Nobody, no child, should ever go through anything. So when I'm able to help, rest assured, I'm going to help to the best of my ability. Well, my next question to you is, what is your favorite thing about me?
Oh, just one thing?
Just one thing.
That's not fair.
No. Just one thing. What's your favorite thing about me? Just one thing.
I mean, seriously, how am I supposed to so a masterpiece, right?
Okay.
And there's a million elements to this masterpiece and it all makes up the big picture. How am I supposed to pick one thing?
Well, pick one thing.
Well, besides your incomparable beauty.
Oh, Ted.
And besides your incredible faith in God, which is truly inspiring, you know what? That might actually be it.
My faith in God?
I think so, because that defines everything else about you at this point. Actually, even when it comes to your beauty. So, and what I mean by that is, rather than maybe flaunting it in a fashion where you're wearing certain things that maybe you would have worn back in your pre-saved days, you've been changed.
Yeah.
And so now you have the Spirit of God within you that is teaching you how to be more like Christ. And so that informs everything else about you. It informs the way that you think, the decisions that you make, your heart when you talked about what you would do with the winning lottery numbers. To build an orphanage, that's Jesus.
Amen.
And so just your enthusiasm and zest for life, the fact that you're an incredible mother, I could have said that.
Oh my God, I said one thing, Ted, is going on a lot.
Well, no, but this is one thing. See, I answered it in the only way I could think to do that would encompass everything else about you, because I can't just pick one thing.
Oh my goodness.
So the one thing is your faith in God, which is the umbrella under which everything else about you, rests. Okay, so if your life was a TV series, who would you want to play as you? What actress?
That answer is just so simple.
Really?
Well, a few people have told me I look like her. I don't think so. I think Lupita Nyong'o.
Okay, I thought you might say that.
Yes, I love Lupita. She's wonderful. She's beautiful. She's courageous. And on top of that, she's Kenyan. Ooh, Africa.
Shout out to Kenya.
Shout out to Kenya. I love Kenyans. And I love my African people in general. And so, I think Lupita would be a great person to portray me in a
Hey,
movie.
I think she could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. Hey, Lupita, if you are watching this, reach out.
There's a TV series right here. Get
Anyway,
ready.
That's too funny. Anyway, how cool would that be though if someone was playing me in a TV series? It means I've made it. Listen, man, my life has been so dramatic. What would they? Where would they start from? Where would they pick? Wow.
That's why it's a TV series.
I
It's
guess
gonna
so.
go like all 9
It's
seasons.
got 9 seasons, exactly. So my next question to you is, what is one thing you regret in your life or about your life?
Wasting valuable time is probably the thing that I would regret most. Is just I wasn't focused enough when I should have been focused.
Okay.
So yeah, if I could go back maybe and reclaim some of the lost time, some of the wasted time, that's something that I would do, that I would change. Yeah, I'd write more, I'd be more productive in those times when I was just wasting it. So yeah, hey, maybe I would be a #1 best-selling author if I hadn't done that.
I think that sometimes we think we've wasted time, but those times that we think we wasted, God was preparing us. The Bible says that 1,000 years is like a day before the Lord. So perhaps you think you wasted time, but that was God taking his time to nurture you into your craft so that when you finally publish, then it's going to be a bestseller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's an excellent point.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
a prayer that I pray a lot, and it's God, restore the wasted years, restore the wasted times.
Yeah.
So when you ever feel like, man, I wish I had done that, I wish I hadn't wasted so much time, then that prayer is something that you can pray.
Yeah,
Back-
that's a beautiful point of view too, for another reason, and that simply is I can use our marriage as an example. So I didn't get married until just 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
To this beautiful woman, and it took all of that time to get to that place, but then all of a sudden, bang, it happened. We met and we were married in 4 months.
Yeah.
And now we have a 7-month-old baby daughter.
Incredible.
And so much is happening in our lives now
Yes.
rapidly.
Rapidly.
So you might think, all that wasted time, like you're saying, but maybe God is preparing you for your life to begin in the sense of what it is you're waiting to have happen.
Yeah.
And once it happens, bang, it can happen all at once. And suddenly you're like, not only is this happening rapid fire now, all at once, it's just raining from heaven.
Yeah.
But God has cultivated the soil of my character so that now
Yes.
that I'm successful, I'm able to nurture and maintain and handle this
Yes.
level of success.
Exactly.
So,
Or else
great point.
sometimes you lose your blessing if you get it too quickly.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question for you is, what's one thing that marriage has taught you?
One thing marriage has taught me is kindness, patience.
One
I
thing.
continue?
One thing. No, that's fine.
Oh, well,
So virtues.
Yeah, virtues, exactly. Marriage has actually taught me how to be kind. It wasn't like I wasn't kind before, but there is a level of kindness that comes to being married. The Bible says the two shall become one. So the same way I would treat myself is how I'm finding how that I'm treating you. The same way I will speak to myself is how I find that I speak to you. There are things that I will not do to myself that I will not do to you. You know what I mean? So marriage has taught me how to be kind. If I had to add one more, I would say marriage has taught me how to be patient as well.
All right, well, the very last thing that we're going to answer together is a fill in the blank, and it simply is, I am happiest when...
That's beautiful.
What would you say?
I am happiest when I see you and our daughter, playing together, being happy and just loving on each other. I am happiest when I see you happy, in a good mood, when I see our daughter putting her toys together and navigating around the house. I am happiest when there is food on our table every single day, there is a roof over our head every day. I am happiest when we are in good health. I am happiest when you are happy and when Proverbs is happy. I feel like I've answered it so much, but I am happiest when I see the two of you happy.
Yeah.
That is my answer.
Honestly, that's kind of my same answer.
Oh.
I mean, you sort of took the words right out of my mouth. It's the simple things.
Yes.
It's the little things.
Yes.
I've noticed a lot of the time when I think that some grand thing is going to make me happy, I might have had a good time, but as soon as it's over, there's sort of this letdown in my spirit. And I think it's because that can't last forever. And it also can't satisfy either. And so it's the things right at home a lot of the times that make us happiest. So I'm glad and grateful to God that everything that I have and everything that makes me happiest is right here at home. You and our daughter and our marriage together.
Yeah. We thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share this video with your family and friends. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.